Yo, what's up, everybody? A super fly fat guy, 859, coming at you again. So I'm coming at you with a movie review that's long overdue. C.W. Rowe, he hit me up and told me I should watch this movie, and I think he wanted me to emphasize the importance on a country's citizens owning guns. To a degree, this movie has something to do with that, but I don't know if it's that prevalent in this movie. I mean, it definitely would have halted a lot of the killing of untargeted people, I guess, because okay. So Owen Wilson's in this, and he works for a water company of some kind, a water treatment company or something, and I think they're in China, maybe, or I don't know, Asia somewhere. I don't remember exactly where it was now. So they're in Asia, and they just moved there. The day that they get there, basically he got transferred over there to work for this company, or to, I don't even know really, market for this company. I'm not really sure. All I know is that they, like, all the people of this company that were brought to this country were put in this hotel, and basically there was these rebels that decided that this company, and rightfully so, this company was basically exploiting them and taking their water away from them, essentially. And the rebels were shouting in some kind of Asian language, blood for water. So they storm this hotel, they start killing everybody, and Owen Wilson and his wife and his two daughters have to get out. And they get out, and Pierce Brosnan's in this also, which was pretty cool. And he plays like I guess like an ex-military, ex-British military, but they're not real specific as to what he does. But anyway, he kind of helps them along the way, and it's really awesome. I think it's even cooler to see, even though there's a lot of death and carnage, I think it's cooler to see a lot of the brutality done without guns, to be honest. I mean, to be truthful, I mean, most of the people in this, most of the rebels in this movie are like carrying, pipes and machetes and stuff like that. And then you can tell only like the elite of the rebels have like AKs, and this one guy carries around a revolver of some kind. And then there's a couple Berettas in the movie too. But as far as guns, I mean, yeah, if the untargeted civilians, had guns, then of course they would have had a better shot. It had a better chance at what am I trying to say? Protecting themselves. My mind went completely blank for a second. But as far as, I mean, I understand that some countries have those limitations. It's shitty. I think the whole world should have the right to keep and bear arms, in my opinion. But I don't know if that's a prevalent part of this movie, though. As far as the movie goes, I recommend it, man. It's definitely a shit hits the fan situation. And you have to do things that you normally wouldn't do, and this movie showcases a lot of that. And you see, the one thing that I really liked is you see the parental instincts come out in Owen Wilson and his wife, and the brutality that they can harvest deep down inside of them to protect their children. If you think that people are good and they're always going to be good, this movie will show you that to protect your children, to protect your offspring, the people that you love, you'll do anything. And I think that also goes for a shit hits the fan situation where you could be a good person all your life, but when you watch your kids starve to death, you're going to do whatever it takes to feed those kids, to feed your wife, to feed whoever. You know what I mean? Your loved ones, the people that you care most about in this world, you'll do anything to protect them. And it shows that. It really does. But like I said, on the flip side, though, I can see how, like, marauders and people like that are formed. Of course, because evil exists everywhere, and it's always going to exist, whether we have guns or not. People are always going to kill people. 200 years ago or 300 years ago, they were still killing people, and they didn't have guns. You know what I mean? Or if they had guns, they weren't. They're very few and far between. So I don't know. The whole gun thing with this movie, I think it's more of a survival instincts kind of movie that just showcases the inner brutality, that you can bring out to really protect your loved ones more than anything. But yeah, brother, as far as guns, of course, I'm a huge gun. I wouldn't say activist. That was a terrible choice of words. Supporter, a huge supporter of the Second Amendment, huge supporter of firearms in general. I love guns, but as far as an importance in this movie, I'm not so sure. It does show that when rebels have guns, they can take pretty much anything, and you see at the beginning of this movie that there's not a lot of guns at first. In fact, really, you only see until, well, I'm not gonna give anything about the movie, but there's a long stretch there where you don't see guns. In fact, when you see the first standoff between the police and the rebels, all the rebels have are bats and sticks and pipes and rocks and Molotov cocktails and stuff like that. So, right there kind of shows you that, and then all of a sudden the police open fire, and that's that. So, if you look at that from a standpoint where the police is like a martial law kind of thing, and the rebels are actually good citizens that are fighting back, and if those good citizens also have guns, well, now you have an equalizer. And I think that's the point that you were trying to make, is that if these rebels that were out just slaughtering people, if they were something like if they were good-hearted civilians that were just standing up to police or to some kind of martial law of any kind, yeah, absolutely. Guns, of course, that's going to equalize things, but I don't know. I don't know if guns are a huge thing in this movie as far as what you wanted me to say. I'm not really sure. But as far as the movie is concerned, I recommend it for sure. I guess over 8 minutes into this, it's a pretty awesome movie. And in fact, it kept me like glued to the screen for quite a while, man. I was so like, oh my God, is this about to happen? Because you have those movies where you're like, of course, everybody's going to live. But this one, I had no idea. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. It was pretty awesome, in fact. I really, really liked it. I liked that, they had to do things that they wouldn't normally do. They had to suck up the fear and live in that moment. And unfortunately, it was it was dire circumstance. It was live or die, literally. So really awesome movie. It took me forever to get this out. It took me forever to find the movie, and then I had to find other means to watch it. But yeah, awesome movie. Definitely recommend it. This is way longer than it should be. I should delete this and start over, but I'm not going to. If you have any If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. And I think that's pretty much it. A+, man. I definitely recommend the movie. It's awesome. It's suspenseful, and you never know what's going to happen. Definitely recommend it. The story at the end is what choked me up more than anything. At the very end, there's a story, and it definitely hit me right in the feels. Oh, right in the feels. It definitely got me teary-eyed for sure. So definitely recommend it whenever you can find it online. If you're somebody that pirates stuff and downloads it illegally, then I I would suggest seeing it still. So I'm not suggesting anybody do that, though. I just want to put that out there. But yeah, if you don't want to wait and you have the means to do that, I would, yeah, yeah, you got to see it. It's awesome. So again, if you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. And everybody, take her easy.